Two stars, shining their brilliance for over a decade in the cosmos. One day, something happens, and the two stars begin collapsing in on each other, forming a new, less brilliant star. The universe is unaware of its loss. This new star is the only one aware of the two missing stars. Does the universe even care that it has lost two of its lights? And if that one star figured out a way to bring back the other two, would the universe care that it sacrificed itself? As we journey through the rift, I want to ask a new question. Why can't all three exist?
Evidence board completed. New logs created based on last transmissions received. Captain Natanis, would you like to go over the evidence board?
Not just yet.
Affirmative, Captain. Is there anything else you'd like to go over?
The voice samples you collected from various times I was either in the Matrix or asleep. What did your analysis find?
Analysis of those recordings reveal you are repeating lines directly taken from various members of the Hermitcraft universe.
So I'm sleep-talking?
I postulate that your mental state has been compromised as you've continuously gone over various transmissions from the Hermitcraft universe for nearly 6 months straight.
Are you implying that I'm losing it?
That is my conjecture at this time. I would suggest walking outside and touching grass. However, that would be impossible as we are in the middle of space inside a bubble universe.
Great. Just what I need. A sassy AI telling me to get out more. Just start broadcasting our latest logs. Hello, Minecrafters and Redstoners. I'm Natanis Likens. How are y'all doing today? Today, we are just going to dive right into a build. We didn't really do a time-lapse build last episode. We just kind of gathered some materials for a build. I've already started on it. It's back that way. So let's go ahead and jump into the time-lapse. Which means, grab a drink, grab a snack, let's crank up the tunes, and get this time-lapse rolling. Alright, so we're flying on over here to our build. We've got the majority of the structure made. I just need to put a roof on it and a couple other details. Hang on. Uh, why is there a police box there? Weird. Where did that come from? Anyway, aside from weird things, we do have the majority of the structure done. Um, there are a few things I may tweak here and there. There's honestly too much stone here. I am trying to think of how to alleviate some of the stoniness of the bottom here. It doesn't really blend that well going up either. I did try to use polished basalt on the bottom of these pillars in order to like blend the colors together a little bit better. It's still got a very harsh line. I'm not really sure what to do about that or if I should even bother. But yeah, that's where we're at on the outside. On the inside, I've done a bare minimum amount of work here. You can see that we're going to have 3 floors. And right here is going to be our staircase going up. This is going to require a little bit more work because right now, yeah, it's a work in progress. So yeah, don't get me wrong. It's got a lot of work still need to be done on it. And the idea for this is kind of it's kind of it's kind of an apartment building. So we're gonna have about 5 rooms in this place. We gotta have one that's well, maybe we can do that like right here or something. That's gonna be like an office for all these places. I have not put any doors in there. I have a problem with putting wooden doors in places because the zombies when I'm AFKing tend to break down the wooden doors. So we may end up having to put iron doors there. We'll see. Uh, but for now, I've got to finish out the interior of this and like try to get it at least decent and again get a roof on it because there is no roof at the moment. And I have an idea for how I want to do the roof, especially right here. It kind of doesn't go with what I was originally planning. You'll see when we get to the time lapse portion of that. Hopefully it comes out good. In my head it looks really good. This whole section here, those may be a little bit. It may not work that well. Thinking about it, we're gonna have to figure that out. But yeah, let me get some blocks because we do need some walls in here. You're not meant to see the dark prismarine from inside, so we are going to have walls all the way around this on the inside. I haven't quite decided what block I want for the walls just yet. I was thinking about using white terracotta, but let's all face it, white terracotta just looks pink. Yeah, yeah. So let me get on to it, and I'll figure out something for the walls in here. I've got several ideas. I don't know what's actually going to look the best. So yeah, let me get on with that and quit rambling. Alright, so we are in my creative world while I am trying to figure out exactly how I want the style of this to look. And I've made some changes. Now, originally we had like a little section here because I felt like that spot it's too blank. Like we got too much of the same texture just right through there. Um, so I originally had stuff like that in those spots. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm not too sure on what to do about that. Um, yeah, I haven't made up my mind on that. On the back side, which is the interior, we have used warped stems. I figured this would give us a nice little wallpaper type effect. There are a couple of other choices, but this one seems to fit the color scheme the best. We still got the green coloration going on with a little bit of red in there, so it does kind of differentiate itself from the outer walls. I think that's probably going to be the plan. I did notice that I had quite a bit of space between the floors. I don't know if the build over on my world is exactly the same, but I figure if we do lighting fixtures in the ceiling, which uh, kind of doesn't fit the whole steampunk vibe, uh, we we do have enough space to do that. Otherwise, we've just got an enormous ceiling. So, yeah, um, that was kind of unintentional. I, I mean, I originally did the design up for the face, and I don't even remember where the original photo is for that. I don't know where it came from, but I just kind of started throwing this together and tweaking the colors, trying to make it fit a little bit more into a steampunk vibe, as you can see with some of the other things we got going on. I don't think it's perfect, but you know, it is it is close to a Victorian style. That's kind of why I went with the dark prismarine outer wall, so that it still kind of fits into that vibe. We got to work on making things look a little more steampunk, but this building is just something that's I've been wanting to work on for a while, and just try and see just how well this style is going to fit in with everything else, and then like go from there. But yeah, that is what I've got so far. I've got to work on this a little bit more. So, I'll be back. I've got to come up with more stuff for this. All right, we are still in our creative world, and I had an idea that may or may not be a good one. Um, as you can see, we got redstone lamps up there now instead of the frog lights. I don't know if that block's going to work up there, but this is fine. This is just for testing anyway. The idea would be that each room inside of these apartments actually has working electricity in a way. Obviously, it's just redstone, but it is an interesting concept that I could potentially do, though I do have one glaring issue. In order to hide it, it's going to have to be like 3 thick walls. So yeah, here's the redstone back here. All it is turning on that uh, powdered redstone, which goes into this torch tower up there. And I had to slightly alter it right here so that it is properly aligned with whatever position the lever is in, which, if you're familiar, this is actually backwards, but that's fine because this is the on position anyway. It is an interesting concept. It is something that I am debating doing right now. As far as this 3 wide thing, I don't know if we've got the space to do that. Unless we make each one of these rooms or apartments just one giant room, then we can potentially do that. That does mean to prevent spawning, though, I'd have to leave redstone running constantly. Yeah, it is a thought, and having working electricity or redstone inside of a build would be very interesting. More to come on that later. I'm going to keep tinkering around with how I'm thinking this is going to look. We are getting a little bit too much of the same pattern in here, but that's fine. That's what decorations are going to be for. If I actually bother to do decorations, because at this point I haven't decorated a single building yet. Well, yeah, except for a couple of them, but for the majority, we haven't really done any decorating of builds. So yeah, we've got that. We've got that. Con- Words.
Words are difficult. We have that to contend with. Ugh. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. Anyway, let me stop ranting on and get back to working on this concept and seeing exactly what I can come up with. I do notice that the second floor may be a little bit taller than the third floor. Yeah, we'll figure that out. Maybe I'll make some adjustments to the build on my actual world and get these rooms to be exactly the same height. Until then, I've still got more work to do. Hello, welcome back. We're back over here at the Iron Farm because while I've been recording, I decided to go ahead and start throwing the video together so I could judge just how long it's getting, and the first set of time lapses is already over 20 minutes long. So yeah, we're going to end the video here. I've got plenty more footage for the rest of the build. We will probably show that in the next episode, more than likely. We still have a lot of work to do on that over there. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. So if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like. And if you really love what I'm doing with my series, think about subscribing. And until the next one, I will see you later. Felicia, what's the stability of the bubble universe?
Bubble universe holding at 85% quantum integrity.
Alright, so we still have time to come up with a way to get us out of here.
At the current rate of decay, I calculate that the bubble universe will fall apart in 1 year 5 days, disappearing completely with us in it.
Plenty of time then. How's the calculation coming from making a jump through the rift and out of this bubble universe?
Calculations for making a controlled jump to a known point in the Minecraft verse at 0.01%.
And how long will that take to finish?
Calculating. Approximately 7 years 5 months.
Are you serious? We will have vanished long before that calculation completes.
Without a controlled jump to a specific point, we would have no reference as to where we are in the Minecraft verse.
Well, we don't have the time for that. So how long would a random jump take to calculate?
Altering parameters. Calculations for an unknown exit point can be completed in approximately 2 months 15 days.
Well, I guess we got no choice but to take this course of action. There's no telling where we may end up or what we might see. I think we've got no choice but to abandon this mission and go through the rift.